Hey everyone, how's it going? It's Spencer here with Audi Flatirons and Audi Boulder Service. We're very excited to present the brand new e-tron. Audi Boulder and Audi Flatirons has been a big partner for the Boulder International Film Festival now for 6 years. We're super excited to have this particular vehicle, the all new first purely electric Audi e-tron, here to show off on Pearl Street Mall. Super cool that we get this opportunity, and of course, what better place than to have this car than in Boulder, Colorado. We're very excited about this car. We're gonna take a closer look real quick. Start at the front of the car. See a lot of the kind of similar architecture to everything that's, you know, current and coming out with Audi. Beautiful LED front headlights. They have sequential turn signals. One of the biggest differences that you'll notice is e-tron badging up front, and you can see the grille's much smaller. The reason for this is it is full electric, so you do not need, you know, as much air going in for the engine to cool it, and so on and so forth. So this little opening here, it's got active shutters where it'll actually cool the battery when needed. Up front, you can also see underneath the Audi rings here, you can see the full 360 view camera. There's a radar implemented down below as well. And there's active air dams everywhere. There's, you know, portions that go through the side here. Of course, you have your parking sensors throughout. Coming across the side, beautiful. It's kind of in between a Q5 and a Q7 as far as your size and length goes. I'm about 6 foot tall standing next to it. You can see it's kind of a good size comparison. Pretty cool looking in my opinion. Here in America, this is something we'll see. We're only gonna get the actual mirrors. I know online, and we've seen it throughout, they do like a camera version over in Europe. Not something we're gonna see here. There'll be actual physical mirrors. Underneath there's also a camera as well. It's for the 360 view camera. This one here is a prestige model as well, so we'll keep coming around to the back. It's got air suspension, so currently it's on one of the lower settings. You know, not too much gap there, which is nice, kind of helps get a little bit better gas mileage as well when it's lower. And then of course you can raise it up higher if you need to, you know, whether it's snow, bad conditions, or you need a little bit more clearance, which is kind of cool. Really cool theme here with the e-tron. Kind of have that multiple level, it almost looks like, in my opinion, kind of LED tail light. Kind of goes up and down there, which is cool. You can also see it on the front. And then it has that nice sweeping line. We've seen this a little bit on the A7 as well as the Q8. Really cool looking. And we'll keep walking around to the other side here. I'm gonna show you guys the charge port. Go ahead and open that up. You can see the quick charge port down below there. It'll charge 30 minutes, 80% at 150 kilowatt hour DC. And up top there you can see more of the normal plug, which you can just plug into a standard house, a 220 watt, whatever it might be. That is handy. So kind of cool that you have different options on the side. It also shows you, you know, I guess the different colors for charging, not charging, time, things like that. And that'll all blink right there. And then to close it up, you just press the button again. I just think that's one of the coolest pieces of this car. And when we walk around to the front here, it's another cool piece that we've only seen on the e-tron. Obviously it lifts up like a normal hood, but the coolest part is there's actual storage now. Unlike, you know, in a traditional motor, you won't see that. So it's all sealed up. Got the charger port here. This piece actually goes into the e-tron. And then depending on which size you use, you know, as to how fast it'll charge, so kind of interesting. You can see some of the parts and pieces back here for the electric motors. It's kind of cool looking to see more in-depth look. So we'll go ahead and close this up, and let's go ahead and take a look at the interior. So we'll go ahead and hop inside. Before we get inside, this is kind of cool. This being the Prestige model, you can see the soft closed doors. So if you forget to latch it all the way, it'll suck itself shut, both, you know, front and rear doors. I just think that is a very neat touch as well. Go ahead and hop inside here since my hands are about to fall off. And on the steering wheel, of course we have a full heated steering wheel. They've changed the buttons a little bit for the 2019 Audis in general, but the e-tron's no exception. So they've kind of slimmed down the buttons and the use for your virtual cockpit. So that's pretty nice. You have a view button that makes the gauges bigger or smaller. They call it like a normal and a classic. And then you'll have the navigation as well. Google Earth overlay, it's all here mapping, H-E-R-E. Telephone for Bluetooth. You'll have your Sirius XM, AM, FM. And then over here you'll have information about range, consumption, all that kind of stuff. Just like a normal car as well. So I think that's pretty cool. Over on the left, this is something new you'll see too. This is pretty cool. Instead of like a typical rotary, dial to turn your lights on and off, if you get close, it'll give you information if the lights are on or off, and then you just tap through, and you can kind of select what you want. It comes up with the virtual cockpit. Very easy to use. Over in the center here, we're gonna have the top touch screen. It'll be haptic and very easy to use. It's all, touch to swipe, pinch to zoom, different gestures, which is very easy. Now this was something I wanted to show you guys. So on the e-tron, we're on just the normal map, and if you tap, it'll give you information about charging stations, but you can tap the different charging stations and it'll give you, how far away it is, what there is around, if there's food. So I think that's really handy, especially when you have an electric car and you're kind of planning on, planning your life around charging it in a sense. It kind of makes things a little bit easier. So whether you're on a trip or just going downtown, I think that's kind of a neat feature that's in the navigation. We'll go home. It's got wireless CarPlay, so if you have an iPhone, you can set the iPhone, you have to keep it in your pocket, set it on the cup holders down there, whatever it might be, and it'll actually go up to the vehicle. Wireless charging down below here. Another cool spot that you can put your phone, and this will accept iPhone and Android, which is very cool. Cup holders are super easy to kind of pop in and out. And you also have a cover. This design is very, very cool in my opinion. You have kind of that see-through, a little more open and airy feel. And then up top it kind of wraps around and you have this floating shifter. And it's very easy. I think what they did with it is, in the previous models like the A4, the Q5, it's kind of easy and simple to use the touch screens when you're resting your palm on the shifter. So this is no different in that aspect. You have all the way up for reverse, all the way down for drive, and then the side will be park. So you can see that again. All the way up is reverse, all the way down is drive. One up is neutral, and then park. And then down below we have all of our climate. You can sync them by pinching. You can go up and down on temperature, turn AC on and off. There's also this switch here in the middle that'll turn on the heated steering wheel. There's kind of a cool picture for that too up top here. Kind of cool. Ionizer too, so that'll basically put scents in the vehicle. You can choose as well, what scent it is. So fragrance, winter, summer, and you can do strong, you can even do subtle. So it's kind of a little hint of it depending on, if you're really sensitive to that kind of thing. So kind of nice that you can actually tune that stuff. Here in Drive Select, all the way up top, we have off-road. That'll raise the vehicle. This being the Prestige, it has the air suspension like we were talking about outside. Efficiency, and you can see that'll actually bump our range up a little bit too. So if we go over here, it'll bump the range versus being in like a dynamic or an auto. So you can see it just changed right there. Automatic mode, kind of a good everyday comfort. This being, kind of more of a having air suspension, it will be a little toned down, which is very nice. Dynamic, again, lower it. So nice that you can change your settings. And then a lot of this other stuff in here, wireless phone connectivity through Bluetooth, radio, we've seen all that stuff before. It also has in-car Wi-Fi through the LTE connection, and that'll all be based off of Audi Connect as well. All right, we're gonna take a look at the back seat now. I'm gonna go ahead and open up the rear. And this front seat here is set up to my positioning. I'm a little under 6 foot tall, so lots and lots of leg room. Knee room is plentiful. Really good headroom as well. This one does have the full panoramic sunroof. Good shoulder room. is actually a fold down center console, and it's got storage in it as well as cup holders. And the neat thing too that I like the Audi's going to is you have individual climate for really all 4 passengers. So you can set that to auto, you can change your temperature up and down, your fan speed, and there's, you know, vents here in the console as well as up on the pillars as well by the doors. USB ports down below for charging devices, iPad, iPhone, whatever it might be. And it's just a nice place to be. Go ahead and swing around to the rear here. All right, everyone, we're gonna take a look at the trunk. And I fit. So I think it's a pass. Let me hop on out of this guy here. So, take a look at the trunk. It's a little bit bigger than a Q5. And then when we open up this bottom piece, you can see there's lots and lots of depth. Good storage underneath. You'll see this subwoofer over there on the right for the Bang & Olufsen system. You can option this in with a spare as well. This one does not have it, so you have a little bit more space, but if you desire a spare, then you can do that route as well. Kind of a nice spot to hide, you know, valuables, some of those things that you don't necessarily want out in the open. That closes up. It's a flat load surface. There's actually netting too, so you can put these up, attach the net, that way your things aren't flying around. Access here to fold the seats down. It does have, you know, individual seating to where you can fold down the middle if you need a ski pass through the left side, the right side, whatever it might be. LED lighting throughout. Speakers as well for the 360 sound system through Bang & Olufsen. They're up top there. And then finally, of course, you also have this piece that'll go over. It's a tonneau cover. And then all electric trunk too. Very, very nice to have that as well. That'll close up. Pretty simple, and then there's also a feature that you can lock it as well. So they kind of make it easy and simple, which is nice. Thanks so much for checking out our video on the brand new e-tron. Like I said, we are very, very excited, and it's a phenomenal vehicle. So please, please, please subscribe, take a look at the rest of the videos on the channel, and stay tuned for more coverage, especially on the e-tron coming very soon.